According to one report, the Golden Knights have begun negotiations on a contract extension for Jack Eichel. Details coming your way next on this WTF edition on Independence Day on Locked On Golden Knights.
You're Locked On Golden Knights, your daily podcast on the Vegas Golden Knights, part of the Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day.
Hi again, everyone. Tony Cardasco and Chris Golick from Las Vegas. Thanks for making us your first listen each and every day. Find us wherever you get your podcast. I am a longtime sportscaster, the host of Saturday Sports Beat on Odyssey from 8 to 9 a.m., and that's Saturday mornings, Saturday Sports Beat. And I'm a marketing consultant. He is Chris Golick, owner of Silver State Cards and Sports, collectibles editor for the Hockey News. We are brought to you today by Gametime. Download the Gametime app today. Use that promo code LOCKEDONNHL, and you'll receive $20 off of your first purchase. Ahead on today's show, later on, Ben Hutton on the way out. What the Friday, but our top story of the day with the Mitch Marner contract signed, sealed, delivered.
Say Mitch Marner a few more times, get in the algorithm.
I'm trying, bro. Mitch Marner, now signed, sealed, delivered. The next order of business for VGK is to extend the Jack Eichel contract. Eichel's contract expires after the conclusion of this upcoming season. Will Eichel's extension be for 8 years, like Marner? Initial numbers for Eichel's AAV are what, Chris, between $12.5 and $14 million?
Yeah, that's definitely the ballpark as far as market and AFP analytics. While they don't have a hardcore projection up, at least on the graphic I'm looking at, the ballpark could be anywhere in the range of 13.5 to 14 as far as true market value. Now, this is where it's on Jack to weigh the income issues and everything as far as the values of taking maybe a $12.5 million contract in Vegas versus a $14 million AAV elsewhere. And of course, the 8th year, because he is currently with the team, certainly would help if he were to go free agency and only get that 7-year deal. If there's one thing I want to see, and maybe a little hint on WTF, I want this contract done. I want it done now. And 8 times 12.5 seems like a very logical number. He gets a little more than Mitch Marner. It's his team. It's Jack Eichel's team. It would be very ceremonious, I guess, to take some of the spotlight away from Mitch Marner, put it back on Jack Eichel, because it's not the house that Jack built necessarily, but this is his and Mark Stone's team, not Mitch Marner's. So it's time for Kelly to give Eichel his money, and let's move forward.
Oh, no. Don't tell me you're bucking for an Eichel statue. Don't do this.
I'll take it. Eichel busts. Do you already have one?
Eichel has leverage. USA Olympian now, 4 Nations squad, 90-point scorer, cup champion. And this is something that Mitch Marner does not have, is a cup title. So that's a little bit of leverage there. Plus, again, the history of being here in Vegas. But what if Eichel holds out for the final contract season? He could potentially be a free agent a year from now with the likes of Connor McDavid, Alex Ovechkin, twilight of his career, Kirill Kaprizov. Think about that. And he could really get the bag of 15 plus, perhaps, if he holds out.
Absolutely. And this is where Eichel has to make a decision that's in the best interest of himself. And if it's chasing the bag, knowing that the cap is going up tremendously these next few years, if he wants to wait a season and go for 15 plus, he'll get it. He will definitely get it. Now, will that be the same thing? Because obviously, let's say he only signs a 7-year deal in the end. He's technically giving up that 8th year. And if he's getting $15 million, whatever his 8th year he signs for on a 1 or 2 year deal is not going to be $15 million. So this is where the Golden Knights, bad pun coming, do hold some of the cards in the negotiations if Eichel wants to go for that max deal. But again, it just seems to make sense, right? What a cornerstone, two cornerstones of an organization to have if you can have Eichel and Marner for the next 8 years. You can build so much around there. And by the way, free agents still want to come to the big bad wolf here, the West Coast, as far as the empire that trades you away before the moment doesn't work out. Free agents want to come here. Your favorite Rasmus Manderson, whatever you're calling him. Rasmussen. Anderson does want to come to Vegas. It's been very public about that. And there's a waiting list. It's a club, right? There's a bunch of players outside the door wearing their current home team's jersey, hoping they can get in the door.
Free card detailing every day. Country club atmosphere.
It's funny. Max Pacioretty, as much as he wasn't quote unquote happy about things in Vegas, he's part of the reason Mitch Marner is here. Think about that.
The quality of life here is what you started to tell him about. So I thought that was cool. So people, if you think that Pacioretty's a villain, guess again. I thought that was really classy. Honestly, negotiations should be completed, like you're saying, by the start of this season. Perhaps by the start of the first pitch of the softball game coming up in a week or so. I can't see McCrimmon now doing his normal order of business there and trying to lowball Eichel like he does with other players. The cap goes way up next year. Again, this would not take effect until July 1st of a year from now. And so it should be easy negotiations, right? It should be pretty simple. Jack, we know you like it here. Quality of life, terrific. We basically helped. Oh, I know what McCrimmon will say. Yeah. That's great. You did. But we made your career here by bringing you here too. Right?
I think you're getting Logan Thompson and Jack Eichel mixed up.
He's gonna like he said to a lot of free agents.
Yeah, I think you're getting Logan Thompson and Jack Eichel mixed up right now. Jack was a pretty good hockey player before he got here, as Logan Thompson developed into something very special as well. But responding to, you said it should be easy to maybe get something going. I mean, let's talk about
simple negotiations. You sit down. Hey, what do you want? Okay, that's good. We have it. It's in the cap. Great.
Tony, if we knew this much about negotiating, we wouldn't be hosting this podcast for crumbs every morning. Let's be honest with ourselves for a second here, okay?
Our cap goes up next year too.
Our cap goes up next year. Great. The cap can be $1 million. Doesn't mean we're going to get anywhere near it. So the issue is, let's talk about what McCrimmon is not going to offer. He's not going to offer Jack a 6 or 7 year deal. Number one, he's not going to offer Jack 11 or 12 million. Number two. So how much over 12 million is Jack Eichel going to want times 8 million? How much under 14 million can Kelly McCrimmon get that number for the next 8 million?
They'll go in the middle. They'll go 13.
Years.
They'll go 13. Let's call
13 is fine. 12 and a half
right
gets that $100 million number. And you also have to wonder, I mean, Mitch Marner, I think he could have had 13, 14 plus out there. Columbus and Carolina were supposedly getting ready to empty the bank account for him. So you have to think Jack Eichel sees this to a degree. And not that I question players for getting every dollar they can, because I believe they should. But it would be nice for Jack Eichel not to go for the throat and take, instead of going for 13 and a half or 14, taking that 12 and a half or $13 million. 12 and a half, nice round number, 100 million, 8 years, Jack and Mitch together, running the Vegas Golden Knights on the ice, along with many other pieces coming in and out. Seems like a nice fit. Doesn't seem like it should be that hard. But every day that goes by, Jack's going to get questions about it every single day the media's around. Well, maybe not. No.
Well, let's face it. He won't get the statue outside the arena in Buffalo. Okay, so this defined his career here in Vegas.
He may not get the statue in Vegas if this deal doesn't get worked out soon.
Eichel, now put that in the deal. I want the statue in front of T-Mobile. Eichel has now played 241 games, 253 points with VGK. And as I said, from the get-go here in Vegas, he's always been the fastest skater to me. He just stands out. He's head and shoulders above the rest. He seems to like it here.
He's top 7 in the NHL, Tony. I mean, what else is there to say? He's amazing.
and he potentially could get his second cup plus here in Vegas. Coming
Plus
up
is a good
next,
word.
plus, our prayers are close to being answered. VGK looking to trade Ben Hutton,
Your prayers, maybe. I want
the
Ben Hutton.
seventh defenseman. We'll talk about it next, right here on Locked On Golden Knights.
Poor Ben.
Gametime gives you last-minute ticket deals, zone deals for deep discounts, panoramic seat views, and all-in pricing with no hitting fees. Plus, ticket prices often drop the closer that you get to puck drop, so you can score big without overpaying. And what I really like about using Gametime, Chris and I both like the all-in pricing. That's one of our favorites. And you could get huge discounts with zone deals. They pick the best seats and the lowest price in the house. And right now, zone deals are offering 10% off exclusive zone deals for FIFA Club World Cup matchups. That's right. You can see your exact seat view right before checkout. That gives you total confidence. Gametime also includes a lot of the fees up front, and it backs every order with their ticket coverage guarantee, covering cancellations, job loss, and even offering 24-hour returns. Take the guesswork out of buying tickets today with Gametime. Download the Gametime app, create an account, use that promo code LOCKEDONNHL. You'll receive $20 off of your first purchase. Download the Gametime app today. Use the promo code LOCKEDONNHL. $20 off of your first purchase. Terms apply. Download the Gametime app. Last-minute tickets, lowest price guaranteed. How to get out of there before you disrupted.
Gametime.
Tony Cardasco, Chris Golick reporting from Vegas. How was Night of Fire last night out at the Speedway?
You know, the highlight of the night for me is my daughter doesn't necessarily go to like a lot of the stuff that me and Chris do when it comes to motorsports and all that. And last second, she decided to come, which I thought was really cool. And she had the time of her life. She had a good time watching not just the waterless boat races and the skid places, but she was into everything else. And it was just a nice daddy kids nights. Just perfect night. Got to enjoy the fireworks at the end, and of course the waterless boat race. Oh my God. So on really fast painting the picture, I'll keep it very quick and brief here. You have about 10 cars out there towing boats, not on wheels, just dragging them. You have 3 or 4 chasers out there. Their job is just to cause destruction, crash into the boats, crash into the chains, pulling the boats, spin the cars, mayhem, whatever. But this year, the Motor Speedway thinks it'd be a wonderful idea to have just an RV sitting out there in the middle. And then they had another RV between these 2 ramps, and the chasers are just taking turns going through, crushing the RV. At the end of the night, one of the cars actually took the boat through the RV, got stuck in the middle of it and everything, and just a car sitting in the middle of the RV. It was amazing.
You better post videos.
Oh, I got videos and pictures of all of it. It was such a great night, such a good time.
We can't wait to see it.
Fireworks show was epic as well. Just a perfect night. One of my favorite yearly traditions we do.
David Pagnotta of the
and kids are free too, guys. Kids are free if they're under 13. It cost me $20 to get in yesterday. It's nothing.
That's awesome. Pagnotta of the fourth period yesterday reports VGK is looking to trade once and for all defenseman Ben Hutton as he goes into the final year of his contract. It is the curious case of Benjamin Hutton. Remember that movie? Okay. Seventh defenseman. Thought VGK would play him more than 11 games this past season. A couple of points, 32 years old, and always prepared to take the ice. He is a true professional, Mr. Golick.
I mean, Hutton, I don't understand what, number one, the Golden Knights would even get in return for Hutton to... How can the team be better without
Future
Ben
considerations,
Hutton?
Bro. Future
Fine, but how is this team better without Ben Hutton is the question I would ask. Now you have Dylan Coghlan and these other throw-ins that have been signed this week who are likely going to, out of VGK camp, get waived with the purpose of being designated to the American Hockey League, which is kind of code for don't claim this person so we can hold him in our whatever. Ben Hutton is ready to play every single day. He can do, I mean, he's as happy as could be. Talked to him so many times in back of house, front of house, on the ice, off the ice. There's just no reason for Ben Hutton to go elsewhere, unless he wants to get out of Dodge, which I wouldn't blame him if he did. He's played like 4 games in the last 2 years, it seems like, but he's always ready to go. And it's a head scratcher, and I don't see what the return would be to make this make sense. Future considerations. The Golden Knights, as much as they're up against it right now, they do not need his 975K. Yeah, I don't get it.
Yeah, I thought that they would play him more, and especially being a healthy piece of the equation.
They like Korczak for what it's worth, so that's good.
Yeah, for what it's worth, that's great. Hutton is good to have in the locker room. I really like the experience. In 21-22 with VGK, he played in 58 games. Good utility man, good depth piece. And if he's looking to get out of here, or VGK wants him to have another opportunity, I think he would help a team in contention due to his experience and such.
Yeah, 520 NHL games, 32 years old, not a very high total for someone who has been in the league going back to 2015-16, so about 9 years in the league. You play 80 plus games a regular season, health pending, but that's still 790 something games. And of those 790 something games, he's played 520 of them. With Vancouver and LA, he was an everyday player. Anaheim as well, traded to Toronto. And then with the Golden Knights, that's when things wind up getting limited for him. So a little bit of a line at the door to get Ben Hutton in the lineup here in Vegas. But again, so what? You got him under contract. He's not going anywhere. He's going to be ready to play. What are they going to do? They're not moving Ben Hutton to get your Rasmus Manderson in there. That's not going to happen. So I don't know.
He could be part of a deal. He could be part of a deal.
I think sure, fine.
Good. Yeah. For him, if Pete DeBoer were still in the NHL, he would use him as the lone wolf number 7 defenseman. He would have him just skating around,
or a 13th forward, or a combination thereof.
Yeah, something like that. By the way, David Pagnotta also reporting yesterday. Had a big day on VGK. Another note: he said San Jose wanted to deal for Nick Hague, and it's a good thing he's out of the
good building block for Hague. Good place to go.
Yeah, you think? Why would I don't think I was surprised that VGK and San Jose worked on the Hurdle deal, to be quite honest with you.
I think a lot of people were surprised. That was insanely quiet, right? There's so many nuggets that pop up. Mitch Marner, number one, obviously, but there's so many what ifs and conversations that come out through the public and everything. There was not a stinking word when it came to Hurdle in the trade deadline previous season. There was no discussions about Hurdle coming to Vegas. And
right.
When you listen to McCrimmon's presser, then I believe it came out, they had been working on it since that Wednesday night. So that was extremely quiet. And the fact that all of a sudden, I think literally they're putting a bow on all the trades and everything. I remember I was working, I was doing my card stuff. And then 11:59, my phone just blows up. I'm like, oh my God, okay, where'd this come from?
Another late night news dump. It'd be great to have one of those on July the 4th, wouldn't it? That would be par for the course for the Golden Knights. That would be funny if there's fireworks going off.
Hurdle trade for Anderson. There you go, Tony.
There's fireworks going off, and then they create their own. I could see something happening there. And McCrimmon did talk very much positively about Hutton during his press conference. I just wonder what has kept him fresh legs. Again, he's not going to hurt your team. He is a veteran, and he's solid. He's solid as a rock. And I just still to this day can't understand why he didn't get more minutes, especially with a lot of players going down defensively in that defensive core.
Yeah, that's the thing. I'm looking up Ben Hutton's minutes right now, but yeah,
this was a really bad season for him. Didn't get very much ice time.
It's just a head scratcher. It's hard to understand how he didn't get utilized a little bit better last year. And on the positive, Korczak was developed at Ben Hutton's expense. Now you have an everydayer, Tony. We have an everydayer in Korczak, And Ben Hutton, 13-14 average time on ice last year. There you go. That's nothing. Those are Colasar numbers right there.
It is the curious case of Benjamin Hutton. Coming up next, What the Friday. Stay with us right here on Locked On Golden Knights. Welcome back on Locked On Golden Knights from Las Vegas. Tony Cardasco and Chris Golick reporting. Please have a happy and safe July the 4th weekend. Have fun out there. Looking forward to there's
Come
some
back with all your fingers.
Yes, I've got some model friends in town. They want to see the fireworks tonight. This should be fun here in this city. Should be great. Should be fun. Should be a lot of fun. Okay. It's WTF Day. WTF Day. Let's go with why is VGK, Kelly McCrimmon, and the front office so concerned about rumors surrounding Tomas Hertl and William Karlsson? WTF, Mr. McEyebrows. He said, can you imagine the conversations that I had to have with these two players to tell them that they're not getting traded? WTF? WTF? Are those two players like so sensitive? This is a business, folks. This is a business. I could just see it now. Karlsson, oh my gosh, I got this this update here. I'm going to be traded. Mr. Foley, remember, I was hugging you and when the night that we won the cup here in Vegas. Remember the rumors of Karlsson being included
you're
Marner?
Forgetting the human element, though, Tony. You're forgetting the human elephant.
Remember
element.
Yeah, it's okay. Remember that there were rumors. I think this kind of keeps Karlsson in check here too. I'm not kidding. Remember, he was included in the initial conversations a year ago.
Yeah, and Karlsson's name came up recently, and
right.
I don't know how close, if at all, Karlsson was to getting traded.
I would throw his name out there again, just to have Pagnotta do that one more time, just to keep him honest.
Yeah, I do wonder how McCrimmon is when it comes to having these private conversations.
He got the call from Foley.
Actually, no, I know how McCrimmon is. He has his other people do it for him, but that's
no. He did it. He did this because Foley called him on the bat phone and said, "Hey, you need to tell Karlsson, Carly, if you will, don't worry, everything will be great." And Hertl was mentioned a lot for Carolina. Also, McCrimmon said that the shorter term deal for Marner wasn't even considered. 2, 3, 4-year deals, that was nowhere under consideration. And he said that there was no truth to that. Wanted the 8th year, all that. WTF. I'm done.
Yeah, I'm with you on all that. But again, we cannot forget the human elephant. I keep calling elephant. That's the second time I did it. I was not drinking at Speedway last night. I was not.
Human elephant.
Human element. The human. Put that on the paper somewhere. The human elephant. So again, we're talking a new father here, a family man, and I don't care if you got millions of dollars as an athlete or if you're an everydayer like me and Tony. If you have to pick up and move unexpectedly, it's not easy no matter what your situation is. Maybe you got a couple more people to carry your boxes for you because you got all this money, but you're still changing your life. And, a young child, it doesn't matter. Wealth doesn't matter at that point. So I get it, Tony. Relax, Tony. My only WTF Leafs fans, number one, you guys have bought me a lot of coffee this week, so thank you. But, man, Leafs fans got to be the saltiest fans out there, period, end of story. And we've been doing this podcast for a number of years together, and we really get the best experience with out-of-town fans during the playoffs. Oiler fans, they love to chirp, but very knowledgeable and fun to interact with, and they'll usually give you a high five when everything's all said and done, no matter how ugly it got during a playoff series. Same can be said about Kings fans and Jets fans and all these rivalries that have kind of popped up with the Golden Knights. But man, Leafs fans, they are just
I like them.
They're just rabid right now, Tony.
I like them.
I like them too, but all this Marner chirping and everything,
they lose a hometown guy. You forgot about the human elephant, bro.
The human elephant. But here's the thing. It's one thing if Marner was a beloved piece, according to these fans, but all these fans in Toronto are so happy to get rid of him, but they're just like, turning on all this negativity and everything. Like Leafs fans, you can't have it both ways. If you hate the guy, you should be happy that Vegas has him and move on and not be watching our podcast. Please continue to like, comment, and subscribe. But if it's bothering you so much that Marner is here, then you must have missed him more than you think. So I can't wait to watch Marner. I can't wait to watch that first game when Marner goes back to Toronto. Vegas might have some extra security in the building for that one. Can't wait to watch Marner do the Eichel celebration like Eichel did when he scored his first goal against the Sabres, a late game winning goal, I believe, a few years ago. I can't wait to watch Marner make it to the third round and possibly a Stanley Cup final, something Leafs fans have to Google lately. And by the way, 1963 was almost 60 years ago. Leafs fans, it's been a minute.
Okay, let me get to some other WTF.
The Leafs haven't done anything since there were 6 teams in the NHL, Tony.
The OG 6. WTF, Jakar 3G. WTF, love the meltdown of all the other hosts on the Locked On Network about Marner to Vegas born and about Panthers keeping everybody. That's a WTF.
Oh, good general managers. Oh.
WTF. This is from Gold Jarius. Which Golden Knight will help an elderly Alex Pietrangelo cross the street?
Oh, no.
I had to do it. Come on, that's good. That's out of the ballpark. That was good.
No.
That was too good. WTF, our guy, Dean Jones.
That's good.
Dean Jones.
There we go.
WTF, let's start Anderson or bust. It worked with Marner. Let's go get Evan Rodriguez, too.
Sign them all, dude. Sign them all.
I've always wanted Rodriguez. He could work well with his former teammate, Jack Eichel.
Brett Burns, $1 million. Vegas missed a bust there.
WTF. Go ahead on Brett Burns. Go ahead.
No, I mean, I didn't really have much. This is more impromptu. Friggin' some type of fan guy I know. I mean, Brent Burns, nearing Phil Kessel's Ironman. I think he's about 100 games away or something like that. Hasn't missed a game since like in his lower 30s. Signs a $1 million deal to help the Colorado Avalanche. I know Brent Burns is 40 something. I know it's a different Brent Burns than 3 years ago and 5 years ago, but you know, Ben Hutton, Brent Burns could be Ben Hutton's replacement, I guess. I don't know. But I would have loved to see the Golden Knights take a chance there for $1 million. It's a no-lose type of circumstance, although the last time the Golden Knights signed someone nearing an Ironman streak, it didn't end so well. Phil Kessel, he's not as happy as people think maybe about his time in Vegas. But, you know, point being is I think Burns would have had a chance. I'm not necessarily WTFing the Golden Knights for not signing him. I'm sure they have their reasons, and Kelly McCrimmon is pretty good at this general manager thing. So I'm not going to overthink it on that regard. But for those that are saying that Brent Burns can't help a competing team to possibly win a Stanley Cup, I think those are the people who deserve the WTF.
WTF from our guy, John Price. Now that Marner has signed, hope you guys don't get a fine for tampering with Marner Mondays. Could definitely get a fine for that. WTF, Douglas Frame, what tampering? WTF. WTF, are you guys going to now do a show because there isn't any need for Marner Mondays? And that's from
no, there's still plenty of pulp on that orange.
We are still fans. I know that the guy's a malcontent, and he really seemed like one in all the interviews he's done. He's so ecstatic to be in Vegas.
Oh, he was soaking in it. He soaked. He leaned right into being a Golden Knight from the moment he walked upstairs.
For the next 8 years, folks, we are doing Marner Mondays. In agreement, right, Golick? We're going to still
Eichel
do
Tuesdays now. I mean, what's the best EE day of the week?
Elephant. Eichel's Elephant.
Jackie.
We're going
Wacky Wednesday. Jackie's Wacky Golf from Caddyshack 2. There you go.
We're still going to do Marner Mondays. So we will be talking about his life when he was a kid, his first hockey stick, like all the above. All the above.
Was his first twig a 2-piece or a 1-piece? I'd like to know that. That's important for me.
A lot of fans, Vegas Golden Knights. I would have thought the VGK might move for a pure goal scorer. Mitch Marner will give you points, but he's a great passer, playmaker, mostly by example. Brock Besser may have been
that's a good tweet right there. I read that one. That's a good one.
Yeah, might have been a better choice for goal scorer in the playoffs. A goal or two makes the difference. WTF. You guys
it's a great
are
perspective.
phenomenal.
It is. It's a great perspective.
These are out of the ballpark. We appreciate all of the comments. Thank you so much. And please enjoy this holiday weekend. and be safe out there. That's first and foremost. We
Don't
want to
jump
see you
a car
back here
through
on
an RV.
Monday. Don't what?
Don't jump your car through an RV.
No, definitely do not do that.
Send me a video if you do.
Subscribe to Locked On Golden Knights, our YouTube channel. For Chris Golick, Tony Cardasco from Las Vegas. We'll see you again Monday right here on Locked On Golden Knights, unless something breaks. Right here on Locked On Golden Knights, and please take care.